right next to the koi pond and the waterfalls. You know, they have like, I think they have 1,000 feet of waterfalls here now, which is pretty wild, pretty unique that we get this incredible space to do this. So the structure of the class, every week we warm up, we do some sort of significant, we warm up, we learn some new technique, and then we do some sort of guided breathing session. They're different every week. So if you're watching this later, you're watching this at home, later if you fast forward to about the halfway mark, that's when we start the guided breath work. But we will do some warming up. We've got, by show of hands, how many people are brand new? This is their first, so half the class, cool. All right. Well, we're gonna have a great time. It's my honor to share this stuff with you guys. And a lot of the stuff we're gonna do today comes from the Wim Hof method, which is what my original teachings were. I learned from Wim Hof himself, this wild Dutchman. And I'll give you guys a brief introduction to him and why we're all here and why this even exists right now. I mean, breathwork is quite popular, I think, these days, and a lot of it is due to him, which is very cool. And he was a daredevil doing these crazy things in the Netherlands. He climbed Mount Everest to the death zone in shorts and no shoes, which is pretty wild. He swam under ice a football field's length until his retinas froze. And he ran a marathon in the desert without water or training. He had the longest full body submersion in ice, the Guinness record, and he broke it, I think, maybe a dozen times. So he just kept doing it. Hi, hey, welcome, Dina, welcome. And so he's doing all these crazy things, but the craziest thing he said was that he could control his immune system. And science said, no, you can't. You can't just control your immune system. He said, no, I think I can. And they had an experiment at Radboud University where they're injecting people with an endotoxin, a dead bacteria, E. coli, and essentially giving people the flu for 3 hours. And they said, perfect. Hundreds of people have done this experiment. You try this. You think you're a tough guy and you can control your immune system. We know exactly how the immune responds. And he does it. And first time ever, no symptoms. So they said, that's pretty interesting, but you're still a crazy person. If you can teach this to people, then that's where the science can begin. So they gave him, set up times and dates to get it going, and they gave him 2 weeks to train a group. And in 4 days, he said, these guys are ready. Let's just go and do it. And so they do the experiment too, and the majority of them did not get symptoms either. So what they proved is that adrenaline is kind of the comforting tool, that if your adrenaline is high, your body fights stuff off and you don't even know that it's happening. And that's kind of what we want. We want our body to be efficient. We want our body to function at a high level, and we don't want to worry about it. And we don't want to drink kale smoothies every day to make it happen, right? So, and you guys have done this before, whether you realize it or not. But the best example is when you've had so many things to do, and you've had this to-do list that is so large that you couldn't get sick. Have you guys felt that before? You've been so busy, you're like, man, I've got all this stuff. I got to pick this person up. I got to do this. I got to go get that. There's no way I could get sick, and that can't get in my way. And you were right. That is absolutely right. And what was happening is your adrenaline was high because your stress was high. And so what often happens to people is after that, and the best example is vacation, it's hard to get on vacation, right? You got to work hard, you got to pack your bags, you stay up late, you got to get other people ready, you got to do all these things. The stress is high just before vacation, and then once you get on vacation, your stress drops. And then potentially you're not doing your normal routine, you're not exercising, you're not worried about it very much, and that's when the symptoms of the immune response sort of kick in, which is interesting, right? And so you guys have felt this before too. You've been feeling kind of low perhaps, and you're like, you know what, I need to go sweat this out. I need to go sweat this off. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what your body was asking you to do, is to kick it in high gear. So there's 5 amazing ways to increase your adrenaline. Breath work is easy. Cold exposure, ice baths, those sort of things. Heat exposure, saunas, and exercise, which is one that we know already, and then fasting. So periods of fasting. So pick one of those 5 amazing ways to control your stress level. When your stress level changes, right? You had a bunch of stress and now it drops down and you don't have a bunch of stress. You got to add some physical stress to yourself in order to keep your body sort of maintaining this high level of functioning. And it makes sense too, doesn't it, guys? Like that's why you start to feel when you take too much R&R, that doesn't feel that good either. So you add and take away, which is awesome. And so what we're going to do today is my favorite routine of doing breath work, and it's going to be kind of a quick routine, guys, and it might be a little bit of a challenge to follow along, but it's going to be a ton of fun. And even if you can't follow along completely, just stick with it, and you're still going to get a lot of the benefits. And then the technique that we're going to focus on today is the high, the euphoric feeling that you get from this stuff is my favorite. It's typically at the end of the breathwork session. You do a full breath. You pause with a full breath for a moment. Medically, it's called the Valsalva maneuver, and that seems to be where the high comes from, the moment the high happens. You guys agree with that? The ones that have done this before? That moment of holding with a full breath for just 15 seconds, man, you get this kind of rush. And there's a little speculation as to why we feel so high when we do it, but some of the cool things we know, I think about the mechanics and how to make it happen. And well, if mechanically we're doing this, well, then why would that create the high? Well, if you hold with a full breath, the fullest breath you can hold, and you kind of lock that in for a minute, you're doing the Valsalva maneuver. And what that does is opens up your chest so your heart beats easier. So if you're having a heart arrhythmia, you actually get a drop in blood pressure and your heart beats easier for a moment. You'll kind of get back on rhythm. And then also it relaxes cerebral blood flow and it pushes blood to your extremities. So what we know when we do the fast breathing, we create this, we start to release hormones and neurotransmitters, right? So we start to get this boost of adrenaline, this boost of dopamine potentially. And so then maybe it's just sort of sitting stagnant after that boost. And then when we do that Valsalva maneuver, now we are taking over the circulatory system a little bit and we're pushing more blood and cerebral spinal fluid to our head. Some other cool things to note is the first sign of early Alzheimer's is a lack of cerebral spinal fluid in your head. So we're taking over the pump. We're adding a little extra up there. And then in deep sleep, your brain cells shrink ever so slightly and you get more cerebral spinal fluid in your head. So potentially that is the cellular garbage collection. And so that might be one of the reasons why we sort of get in this really nice mental state when we do this stuff, because we're mimicking some of the effects of deep sleep, which is neat. And then lastly, once we have excited our body with the breathing fast, because you got to breathe fast for a few moments, you're going to get out of your comfort zone and you're going to push yourself. And once we've excited the body, then the nervous system seems to be able to relax deeper and deeper each time. And then you get into this incredible meditative state, and with this significant shift in pH and this high, this euphoria from potentially this additional boost in neurotransmitters. And that seems like a whole mouthful to say that it just feels awesome, and you guys are gonna experience it in a moment. Does anybody have any burning questions? That was a lot to say, wasn't it? So, guys, what we're gonna do is warm up first a little bit. We're gonna get right to business. I got a fun little, a fun game that we're gonna play too. That's in a moment. So if you guys don't mind, if you wanna lay back on your mats, we're gonna do a quick back adjustment, back and knee adjustment. I like to do anytime we're doing some breath work. So just lay back on your mats with your knees out at approximately 90 degrees. And then flex your knees a little bit. Just one quick flex, let it go, and then slowly bring them to the right side. Slowly to the right side. Start to straighten them, exhale, and relax. And try and get a little back adjustment. Back to the center. And you can slowly bring them to the opposite side. Exhale, relax. Oh my God, I got a crack on both sides. Wow. Stretch a little bit if it feels good. Back to the center. So this is a knee adjustment. You flex your knees when they're at 90 degrees until they start to tremor or tremble, and then slowly straighten them. Flex one more time when they're straight until they tremor, and slowly bring them back in. Flex them one more time and bring them into your chest as much as possible. Hopefully you hear a little adjustment. You can sit up. All right, and then wake up your ankles and your toes. Get the blood flow, circulation happening. Wow, it feels like muggy down here right now today, doesn't it? It's kind of cool. I love our little valley here. Guys, what you'll notice is you don't hear the airplanes as much from down here in our little valley. This is quite a special place we got. So guys, we're gonna do a quick breath hold assessment, if you guys don't mind. I'm gonna have you take a big breath in, you're gonna let go, and you're gonna pause with your breath for just a moment. So here we go, big breath in, all the way in, and then let go, and pause with your breath. You should still have a bit of air left in there. I want you to be completely empty. On average, people can hold their breath for about 30 seconds from a light to medium urge to breathe. I don't want you to pass a medium urge to breathe. If you already had to breathe, that's okay. You're at 15 seconds. So keep going, keep going. We'll go to about 45 seconds. Now you're at 25 seconds. Again, if you already had to breathe, totally okay. And I'm gonna tell you why. So now you're at 40 seconds now. And we'll go 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're at 50 seconds. If you made it to 50, amazing. By show of hands, who was disappointed with their breath hold just now? Anybody? Okay. So what did we do? I tricked you. I'm sorry. But your breath holds match your heart rate. So if your heart rate's high, your breath holds are going to be lower. So one of the problems people have with this stuff is once they learn how to do it and it feels good, then they want to kind of go faster and faster, right up to the end to where they hold their breath. But your heart follows 30 seconds behind of how you're feeling. So if you take 30 seconds to get your heart rate down first, then you're going to notice you can hold your breath much longer and much more comfortable. And we'll do that one real quick. It's so super simple. When you breathe in, your heart rate goes up. When you breathe out, it goes down. Stands to reason. The more you breathe out, the easier it is to get your heart rate down. So it looks like this. Quick, short breath in. Out through the teeth, pursed lips. You can make that sound. Let's do a couple of those together. 2 more. Quick, short breath in. Long out through your teeth. Notice how you can deflate effortlessly using your mouth as the aperture. I'm not hearing you guys deflate. You guys are quiet deflators. There you go. It's okay, guys. We're going to get weird today. Every day. I think I stay weird. One more. Quick, short breath in. Out through the teeth. So just feel how your shoulders can deflate, your body can deflate without using much effort. So 6 of those, guys, is probably the recipe to connect your heart to your brain and in this nice coherence. And then now you can feel your heart beat. You can feel your heart on the exhale. So perfect. So you guys know how to do that. We're going to use that soon. Let's see, what else? We're still going to warm up. Should we do the pump action right now? Maybe. Okay, so some of the symptoms is the right word? Some of the things you guys are going to feel when we're breathing fast is a lightheadedness, a dizziness. But this is a positive disassociation from the outside world, from stress. And that's going to happen in the first few breaths. You're going to feel this lightheadedness. You may want to put your hands down. You may want to kind of scoot in if you have something and lean up against something. You don't have to do it now, but I'm just saying that's something in the future that to be note of. So the lightheadedness, the dizziness, you might feel tingling in your hands and in your feet. Again, that's part of the game. We are injecting energy, electricity through the nervous system when we do this stuff. And you get that tingling, and you might even get some cramping. Your hands cramp, your chest cramps, your lips cramp. It happens. But if you just keep going, I promise you, if you slow down, all you do is slow down, breathe more with your nose and your belly, and you will relieve these sensations. okay? But to feel them, to accelerate them, if you're willing to push yourself into these places outside your comfort zone, chest and mouth breathing is how to accentuate this stuff. So the breaths look like this. I let them roll in from my belly to my chest, and then I let go. So I'm just do a couple to demonstrate. Yes. So you'll notice my chest is coming up, my shoulders are coming up, my spine is curling and uncurling, my hips are turning over a little bit. So these are pretty big, intense breaths, but I am getting some breaths into my belly first. So when I say chest and mouth breathing, I really mean chest, mouth, and belly is all moving together. Cool. So let's take, does anybody have any questions about that stuff? Crazy stuff we're doing. We're gonna take 5 big breaths, and then we're gonna pause with a full breath, and you let me know what happens, okay? And we're gonna pause with that full breath for about 10 seconds. So here we go, guys. Let's take 5 big breaths together. Big breath in all the way in, and let go. Number 2, let go. 3, 4, 5. Last one, all the way in. Take one extra sip. Lock it in. Keep the pressure in your chest. Let it sink deeper towards your spine. Lock it in. Let's hold on to that for 10 more seconds. And in 3, 2, 1, let go of the pressure and let go of the breath. So you guys feel that already? Something there, isn't it? So it looks like we are engaging with cannabinoids and opioids in the brain scans. I personally have had these brain scans done before and after the breath work. So if you feel like, whoa, that was kind of weird, that reminds me of a Whip It back in college or whatever you were doing. yeah, that's what it should remind you of that, because this stuff gets you high. A wonderful, natural, incredible way. You guys know, being high, happiness, that stuff exists inside. All the other stuff are catalysts potentially to that stuff. So let's do a bit of a warm-up. So we're gonna do a little, let's do a stand, let's see if we can all stand up. My favorite way, guys, if you're a little not feeling energized, this is the best way to get energy moving, in my opinion. So guys, just do a quick body scan, close your eyes, hands to the side, just kind of feel what your body feels like. Cool, perfect. And now we're gonna do tapping. Start with one leg and don't be gentle. Let's go. It should be slightly painful. Get to business. Go the other leg. Do your front, do the back. Don't skip anything. We're getting it all moving. Getting the lymph system moving, do your arms. Underneath. Underneath's probably the best. Don't forget your head, your face. Some of us need a few more smacks in the face than others. All right. Now, let's just do another body scan. So you feel that? You are vibrating after that, which is pretty neat. It's a neat little example of the cool stuff that we can influence. And now let's do a little bit of swinging too. So just swing, let your arms swing, let your hands tap your body as you swing, and look to the sides. And if you can now, try and look behind you. And really kind of let your arms tap. And you can do some heart openers, some windmills. Okay, we are awake. All right, guys, this is gonna be a fun one. We haven't done this one before, but you guys remember the balancing one that we do sometimes? It's actually easier off your mat, but you don't have to be. So all I want you to do is fold your arms in front of your body, and then lift one leg up and close your eyes. We're gonna do each foot for about 30 seconds. Oh, and no cheating. And the eyes closed. If you're looking at me, you're cheating. This should be quite difficult. And you should have to really engage your feet, your ankles. Boy, you guys are terrible at this. No, this is wonderful exercise. You guys should be doing it every day for at least 1 minute on each foot, increasing your cone of balance. Because if you can't do this for 1 minute, which nobody can really, unless you're a teenager. All right, 3, 2, 1, switch. All right, 1, 2, 3, foot up, eyes closed. So if you have to bounce around, perfect. I would say better to bounce around a tiny bit than it is to open your eyes or put your foot down. You guys are the worst at this. I'm just kidding. It should be hard. But the point is to warm up your legs. It's twofold. We're warming up our bodies, and 3, 2, 1, good. Isn't that a cool exercise? Let's do, guys. I rarely lift weights, and I just do these static exercises that people don't believe how effective they are. But if you do this stuff every day, the effectiveness of the strengthening of your joints is so potent. So guys, find your lowest sitting squat for a moment. Just kind of keep adjusting your feet till it feels good. So you're like, okay, that's about where I want to be. And then we're going to stand back up. And then now we're going to get back down to that place using a few breaths, okay? A few big breaths as we slowly go down. When you get to the spot, take your last breath in, let it go, pause with it, feel that tremoring in your knees and your hips, perfect. And then a couple of forceful exhales as we slowly go back up. Perfect, guys. Every day, you guys should do this stuff. At least once a day. Okay. What else do we want to do? Whoa, the 1 minute or approximate push-up, the same way. We're going to do it the same way. So if you guys want to get back on your mats and just get to some sort of push-up position on your knees is fine. We're going to use those big breaths as we slowly go down. So big breath in and slowly go down. Everything should be tremoring, trembling. When you get to the bottom, pause with your breath. And then a few forceful exhales on the way back in. Good, guys. All right, now, so a lot of the breath work that we do is above the neutral zone. For this long breathing routine that we're going to do, we're going to go above the neutral zone. So the neutral zone is where you have even air pressure to the outside world. So you take a breath in, you let go. That's it. That's neutral. Does that make sense, guys? So you should still have that much left. About 40% left if you're sitting up, okay? But the neat thing about below neutral is that it tightens up your core. So I want you guys to try this. So you take a breath in, let go. Now you're at neutral. Now only push air out. And now feel around your stomach and feel how it flexes. Particularly if you push out through pursed lips a little bit and through your tongue. And start walking your fingers lower and lower. And feel how your core flexes with those forceful exhales. I don't hear you guys actually pushing out very hard. It works better if you push out. And keep walking your fingers lower and lower. And feel how you flex all the way down, all the way to the bottom. This is really cool, guys. So, perfect. Thank you. So now we're going to do a crunch. We're going to do a 1 minute crunch, get you guys ready for beach season. And what you're going to notice is those forceful exhales will allow you to crunch for longer, easier, while you continue to breathe and keep your core strong. Let's begin. Lift your feet off the ground, lift your shoulders off the ground, and you can use this forceful exhale. You can add a pattern to it. If you're stressed, if something's not trembling, it's not working, guys. You got to curl a little bit more. You can slowly bring your legs to one side just a little bit. Slowly bring them to the other side just a little bit. Now you can straighten them like your feet were an hour clock and you're at 9 o'clock. Let's go to 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock. 11:30. 11:45. 55. 56. 57. 57 and 3/4. Just kidding. And you're done. Good. Getting the core tightened up. Did that make sense? Did that feel kind of cool? The way you can do that? So, why is that useful? That is useful when your core needs to be strong and you have to move something. How about that? You're moving potted plants in the house. You're moving furniture, whatever it is. You allowing yourself to continue to breathe while you're exerting, that's the best way to do it. Because you guys felt it, you can infinitely push air out because you create a vacuum. Air just rushes back in. And that is a super valuable way to use that exertion while continuing to breathe. So if you're exhausted, if you can imagine, like let's say even just the stairs here are pretty, if you take the stairs pretty quickly, you could get out of breath. But if you use forceful exhales, you keep breathing and then you're not gonna get out of breath. And what Wim Hof would say actually is that we can store energy, we create an energy reserve, and we can stay above our respiratory needs, and then you won't get tired. You can control energy. When you're exhausted, people think, why am I exhausted? Was it how I slept or how I ate? In the moment, when you're exhausted, energy is in the air. If you know how to breathe the right way to match whatever the exertion is you're doing, you can literally take in more energy and use that energy. So it's a really valuable tool, particularly like on hikes and that sort of stuff. You stay above your respiratory needs. Then if you slip, you take a drink of water, whatever, you're not gonna get tired, which is really neat. Once you learn this stuff, I mean, it's a game changer. So, and we are talking about mouth breathing. Some of you guys might have a question about that. Should you be breathing through your nose or your mouth? The answer is you should be breathing through your nose throughout the entire day, throughout your life, throughout the nighttime. And but for these breathing exercises, we're just going for the fastest gas exchange for the energy that it requires. So mouth breathing is going to be more effective in this case. But again, mouth breathing is more of a sort of a sympathetic response. Mouth breathing is more of a fight-or-flight way to breathe. But for this case, that's good. That's what we're looking for. But for the rest of the day and the rest of your life, as much nose breathing as possible. And if you have water next to your bed and chapstick, that means you're breathing with your mouth at night. And you gotta just tape your mouth shut to the delight or dismay of your partner, I don't know. But tape your mouth shut, and I'm telling you, last night I often do, but I don't always. And last night I woke up at about 1 with a dry mouth. And so sure enough, I just went, got the tape, boom, and slept like amazing the rest of the night because of that. So even in the middle of the night, I encourage you to get a little roll of tape so it's easy. You can put it on it when you don't need a mirror or anything like that, and just a little tiny piece of tape this way, paper tape from the dollar store. Now the dollar store is $1.25 though. You noticed that, right? That's messed up. Cool. Does anybody have a clock on them? Do you have a watch on them? What do we think? 30 after? 30 after? Yeah. Perfect. All right. We're about to get into it, guys. So what we're going to do, you guys already had an idea of how you could hold your breath, but what I guarantee you is you can hold your breath much longer than that, and you're about to do it. Okay? And now, again, I don't need you to get past a medium urge to breathe, but if you just follow the steps, you're going to be able to hold your breath for much longer. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe for about 30 seconds and then hold our breath for 30 seconds. And in fact, actually, let's do a quick, we're going to do a little sample round, and then we're going to get into the long breathing round where we're not going to take breaks. Okay? Makes sense? So think of it, if you have any questions now, let's ask them, and then after this round, and then we're just going to do a nice long breathing session. So here we go, guys. Everybody has a different lung capacity, a different speed that is comfortable with them. We're going to start with 3 breaths together, and then I'm going to say you're on your own, and you kind of find your own pace of what kind of matches how you want to feel, and then we'll end with a few breaths together, so we kind of sync back up. And you don't have to remember any of this. I'll just guide you through it. So here we go, guys. 3 big breaths together. Big breath in all the way in. And let go. Number 2. And let go. Number 3. And let go. Now you're on your own. So find that pace. Don't... So now we're just breathing enough to sort of get the airflow moving and feel comfortable, a little bit calm. And now for a moment, I want you to meet some resistance. Pick it up a little bit. Good, so we met some resistance. Maybe we get a little extra lightheaded. And then for a tiny brief moment, I need you to really get outside your comfort zone and intentionally release adrenaline. Here we go. Just a few quick ones. Perfect job, guys. Now let's bring our heart rate down. Quick, short breath in, long breath out as we deflate effortlessly. Quick, short in, long breath out. If you'd like to use the wall, this might be a good time to scoot back and do it. You don't have to, though. Totally up to you. Quick, short in, long breath out. Relax your body, neck, and shoulders. Quick, short in, long breath out. Perfect. Sync up with me in 2, 2, 1. Last. Big deep breath all the way in. Let it go slow. Find that neutral zone or even above. And actually, I prefer about half a breath left. Lock it in and hold your breath. Perfect, guys. And we're just going to sit like this for a moment. So you're holding your breath comfortably and realize you need nothing else. And again, when we do this more, I want you to have like a Buddha belly's worth of air left. So maybe half a belly, maybe a little bit extra. But you're almost to the end, guys. If you have urge to breathe, if you add a count to your monkey mind, give your monkey mind something to latch onto. Just slowly counting to any number makes no difference. Keeps the urge to breathe lightening for longer. And in 3, 2, 1, you made it to the end. You can push the rest out now and even hunch over. Now, all the way into the bottom. As you're hunched over, fill right here. And then lean up a little bit, fill again. And then one more time, lean up all the way and fill one more time. Lock it in, keep the pressure here. We're gonna sit with that for a moment. And you can set that pressure just a little bit deeper towards your heart, towards your spine. And in 3, 2, 1, let go of the pressure and let go of the breath. So if you've never done breath work before, this is the kind of the more intense versions of it. But in my opinion, it's the most revealing to how effective breath work can be. And so if some of you, and you don't have to show hands, but if some of you hated that for a minute because breathing like that is uncomfortable, then perfect. Then you probably need it more than anybody else. Because that's the point. We are engaging with anxiety. When you breathe fast like that, it raises your anxiety. That's how it works. And then you breathe slow, and then we do these breath holds. And in case you were wondering, you just held your breath. By show of hands, who made it to that breath hold? Did anybody not make it? Did you get close?
Yeah,
the last one. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. That's why we did the sample one. Guys, so you all held your breath for almost a minute in that case. How cool is that? You changed how long you could hold your breath that quickly. Is that pretty interesting? Cool. Okay, so you guys have any? So that is essentially one kind of brief round. What we're going to do for the routine is that we're going to do a quick 30-second breathing round, and then we're going to do a 1 minute breathing round, then a minute and a half, then 2 minutes, then 2.5 minutes, and then 3 minutes. And so each one's going to be a little bit longer. Each breath holds are going to be a little bit longer. Does anybody have any questions now? Now's the time for questions.
Okay, so when we do the fast,
Yeah.
I'm not doing the Buddha breath. I'm letting it go.
Yeah. 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 No, that's exactly what I want. And I would even say that you could even dump by letting your belly button kind of go to your spine a little bit. So even getting below neutral, as long as you're not using too much energy. You know, if your breath work looks super sexy, then you're wasting a lot of energy. You know, so make it loose, make it feel good. But that's a great question. It's only at the very last, when we're holding our breath for the long period, what I found is a little bit of extra air sort of gives you more core tension, so you're able to sit upright more comfortably with less effort. So that's why I say the Buddha belly means just like have a half a belly's worth of air left in there when you're holding your breath, but so you're not gasping for air, or so you're not have a full breath where you're kind of too much tension. Cool. Any other questions? Thanks for the question. That was a good one. You guys ready? Okay. This is going to be fun. And then we're going to do, after we've done the rounds, after we've done the 3-minute, then we're going to do a few of the 5. The technique we were talking about was the one that gets you a bit high. We're going to take 5 breaths, and we're going to see the difference. Before you felt a little bit. After you've done breath work, you do that same technique again, and it is like, it just shoots you into the moon. Okay. All right, guys, let's have some fun. Here we go. First one is 30 seconds. Piece of cake. It's going to be over soon. Again, these are going to be kind of fast at first. And then I'm going to tell you to start pushing yourselves when we have longer rounds. So first 30 seconds doesn't really make a difference. So here we go. Let's begin. 3 breaths together. Big breath in all the way in. And let go. Number 2. And let go. Number 3. And let go. And this pace is fine for 30 seconds. Just make it feel good. Allow yourself to be loose. Nice big full breath, deeply in and letting go. Perfect. Just getting that airflow moving, feeling good. Nice full breaths with tension in the neck and shoulders is what I want. Sync up with me in 2. 1. Last big deep breath in. Let it go slow. Lock in the Buddha belly. And we're just going to hold for a few moments, guys. This is going to be super fast. But just hold on to that. So now you're getting a sense of the flow, the pace, the patterns. And it's going to feel good in 3, 2, 1. You made it to the end. You can hunch yourself over and push out. All the way into the bottom first. In medium. Into the top. Lock it in. We're going to hold that for 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the breath. Now we got 20 seconds. Here we go. 3 together. 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds of a couple of fast breaths. Perfect job. Now we're going to get our heart rate down. Quick, short in. Long breath out. Quick, short in. Long breath out. Quick, short in. Long breath out. Deflate effortlessly, relax. Loosen up and sync up with me in 2 short, easy breaths. Ready? 2, 1. Last big deep breath all the way in. Let it go slow. Find the Buddha belly, lock it in, and hold your breath. Now, we know when you engage with fast breathing like this, you engage with the nervous system in a significant way, you start to get tremors and twitches in your nervous system. And all I want you to do is connect with them and just feel it. Just feel the electricity, the new data. This is stuff that we have to ignore that's happening in our body, but this is interoception. We start to feel new fascinating things in our body. And in 3, 2, 1, you made it to the end. You can push the rest out as you hunch over. All the way into the bottom first. In medium, into the top. Lock it in, keep the pressure. Let it sink deeper. You could even add a little flex if you wanted to kind of intentionally push a little more cerebral spinal fluid and blood flow to your head. And in 3, 2, 1, let go of the pressure, and let go of the breath. Good. 3 breaths together. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Now for 30 seconds we have. Start to increase and intentionally release adrenaline. Each breath could be a little faster than the last. Last few quick ones, guys. Hopefully you create a little goosebumps happening behind the back of your neck. Perfect job. Now let's bring the pace down and get our heart rate down. Quick short breath in, long breath out through the teeth. Quick short in, long breath out. Quick short in, long breath out. Perfect. Loosen up and sync up with me in 2. 1. Last. Big deep breath all the way in. Let it go slow. Find the Buddha belly. Lock it in and hold your breath. So this is it, guys. We're starting to pass through that brainwave shift that allows us to dabble in the meditative state and this truly rest and digest parasympathetic state. Guys, because you have it all. Everything you need, you have. You own these connections to these neurotransmitters. We are the most complex supercomputer, chemical factory, and these are the levers. You're almost to the end, guys. You could slowly start your count, but in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you made it to the end. You can push the rest out. Into the bottom, in medium, into the top, lock it in, take a little extra sip even, keep the pressure up top, add a tiny flex if it feels good to you. In 3, 2, 1, let go of the pressure, let go of the breath. Good job, guys. Here we go. Let's start slow. 3 breaths together. Big breath in and let go. Number 2 and let go. Last one. Now you're on your own. You could try slowly increasing the pace. Right now we have about a minute and, no, let's see, about 45 seconds to push ourselves outside our comfort zone, to dabble in this fight or flight response. Slowly start to increase the intensity. And if you breathe enough where you get a little bit of goosebumps, a little bit of the emotions, guys, emotions are just energy in motion, and we're increasing the energy. You have 15 seconds left to the fastest you've gone so far. Here we go. Last few quick ones. Perfect job, guys. Let's get our heart rate down. Quick short in, long breath out. Quick short in, long breath out. Relax your neck and shoulders. Keep it up, guys. Feel how you can release the tension using the aperture of your mouth. Loosen up, sync up with me in 2, 1. Last big deep breath in. Let it go slow. Find the Buddha belly. Lock it in and hold your breath. Try and move the least amount possible and just check in. Check in to the sensations that you feel. When we get a dose of adrenaline, our pupils dilate, our hearing gets better, our skin gets more sensitive. Guys, your memory gets better. You are literally up-regulating your nervous system in a significant way. Just feel it. Feel good. You're going to leave the class today feeling energized and calm. It's such a magical combination to be energized and calm. And I sometimes call this the creative juicery, because this is a wonderful state of being for creative problem solving. Just follow the sensations around in your body. Realize that we get a dose of adrenaline. The precursor is dopamine, serotonin. All these incredible neurotransmitters are truly at our fingertips. You're almost to the end. You could start your count, slowly counting to any number. Keep the urge to breathe, light to medium. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You made it to the end. You can let the breath out. As you hunch over, fill to the bottom first, fill medium, fill to the top, lock it in, full pressure and tension in your chest and shoulders, perfect. Let it sink deeper. It pushes out around the heart beats easier, your blood pressure drops. And in 3, 2, 1, let go of the pressure, let go of the breath. Awesome work, guys. I hope you feel good. It's kind of crazy stuff, isn't it? Let's start slow. Here we go, 3 together. Big breath in and let go. Number 2 and let go. Number 3 and let go. Now you're on your own. And realize, guys, if your throat dries out, just pause and swallow whenever you need to. Switch to a few nose breaths when you need to. Don't let your throat dry out. Make this comfortable. Make it your own. So we already, if you made it to that breath hold, held our breath for about 2 minutes, believe it or not. So we're going to go a little bit longer. If you can't hold your breath to the full duration, no problem. Just let go and then do some nose breathing and catch up with us. So we have about a minute. We're on the 2.5 round mark to get out of our comfort zone. We can slowly increase the journey. Nice big full breaths. Guys, and you can breathe from your belly to your chest, even into your head. We open up these diaphragmatic structures in our head as we move cerebral spinal fluid and lymph fluid. We have got 40 seconds left to, again, maybe the fastest you've gone so far, wherever you want to push yourself to. But you should feel some resistance. Your body should be offering resistance, and you should be pushing out of your comfort zone ever so slightly. 25 seconds left. Perfect job, guys. Let's bring the pace down now and get our heart rate down. Quick, short in, long breath out. Quick, short in, long breath out. The sensations should feel significant now. Quick, short in, long breath out. You should have waves of hot and cold. Quick, short in, long breath out. Perfect job, guys. Loosen up and sync up with me in 2, 1. Last. Big deep breath all the way in. Let it go slow till you found the Buddha belly. Lock it in and hold your breath. So this is an incredible place to be. I have seen the brain scans, guys. The frontal cortex activity diminishes. So guys, you should be holding your breath at this point, at neutral. The areas of the brain, the frontal cortex diminishes, and the activity near the brainstem increases. So we are literally changing the brain activity that would have been associated with these outside stresses in our life, which is incredible. We can mechanically shift our consciousness. You don't have to try to do it, guys. You just follow the steps and you did it. So this is the great place to begin meditating. But we do have one more round to do. So just keep holding a little longer, guys. If you wanted to start your count, your monkey mind count, slowly counting to any number, just give a little distraction. You're almost to the end. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You made it to the end. You can push the rest out. As you hunch over, fill the bottom first. Fill medium. Fill to the top. Maybe a couple extra sips. Lock it in. Pressure's in your chest. Sink it deeper. Add a little additional pressure, like a little kid getting mad and their face gets red. You can add that little extra pressure. Shut the return valve off and fill your head with a little extra fluid. And in 3, 2, 1, let go of the pressure, let go of the breath. Good job, guys. We're just going to do one more round, okay? Feeling good? Everything working? Let's take it slow, nice and slow. Here we go. 3 breaths together. Big breath in and let go. Number 2 and let go. Number 3 and let go. Now you're on your own. Nice and slow at first and slowly start to increase. And when I say intentionally release adrenaline, is what I mean is consider this a serious moment. You're not angry, but kinda. You are dabbling in this fight or flight response, but you're doing it in a controlled way. So you may be getting a dose of adrenaline without the same increase of cortisol. So now we got about a full minute to get outside our comfort zone here. So just slowly start to pick it up and meet a little bit of resistance. Remember, you're always in control, so if it's too much or you don't like it, just slow it down regardless of my instruction. Here we go. A little bit less than a minute left. So this is your opportunity to perhaps go faster than you've gone yet today, since this is the last round. 30 seconds left, guys. Here we go. We're gonna feel like we're setting our hair on fire, getting some goosebumps, getting emotional. 15 seconds left. Last few quick ones. Perfect job, guys. Let's bring the pace down now. Quick, short breath in. Long breath out. Feel that electricity that you've engaged with. Quick, short in. Long breath out. If you haven't already leaned against the wall, you can make your last adjustment so you can lean. Quick, short in. Long breath out as we relax our body, neck, and shoulders. Quick, short in. Long breath out. Connect to the ground. Sink into the ground. Quick, short in. Long breath out. Loosen up. Sink up with me in 2. 1. Last big deep breath all the way in. Let it go nice and slow. Lock in that Buddha belly's worth of air. And hold your breath. This is it, guys. We have been sinking in to our body, increasing neurotransmitters. No joke. You're increasing the electricity, you're increasing connections in your brain. And what you can even do is make a connection to your consciousness. The consciousness is so easy, guys. It's just what you see in your mind's eye with your eyes closed. Whatever you see, the light and dark, the colors, the periscopes, the static that you see, the shapes. Sometimes the shapes start to move around, kind of like clouds in the sky, and make recognizable shapes. None of it matters, guys. We're just making a deeper connection with our body, with our consciousness. Taking these few moments for yourself. You deserve to be able to relax completely, relax deeply. Every day, take these few moments for yourself. We have less than a minute. Just sit calmly, comfortably, realize that happiness, euphoria, this all exists inside, guys. You're getting close to the end. You could start your count, if you like, slowly counting to any number. Just feel this incredible state of being. And if you already had to let go, that's okay. But if you want to hold on just to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you made it to the end. You could let the breath out. As you hunch over, fill to the bottom first. Fill medium. Fill to the top. Couple extra sips. Lock it in, pressures in your chest. Let it sink deeper towards your heart. Let's just hold on to this for a few moments. We're going to do a few more of these in a moment, but for now, just hold on. And in 3, 2, 1, first let go of the pressure, let go of the breath. Doing good? Feel good? Don't feel good? So if you don't feel good and you want to feel more calm and relaxed, nose breathing, you could lay down if you want to. You could just use nose breathing, use nose and belly breathing to relax your nervous system more. This is optional. If you want to keep going, we're going to take a few big breaths and pause with a full breath. And we're going to do that 2 times, maybe 2 more times. So, but this is optional. If this doesn't feel good to you, then just breathe lightly with your nose and take it easy for now and maybe even lay down. So here we go. 5 breaths together, big breath in all the way in and let go. Number 2, number 3, 2, last one. Big breath in all the way in. Lock it in. Hold on to that full breath for just a moment. Keep the pressure up top. You can add in a little extra squeeze if you want. Feel the sensations kind of move around in your head. First, let go of the pressure. Let go of the breath. We're going to do 1, maybe 2 more of those. You guys doing okay? Here we go. 5 breaths together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way out, all the way back in. A few extra sips. Now, lock it in with that full breath and with a straight spine. 1 tiny rotation, a tiny rotation as you flex and intentionally move the fluid movement to your head. And hold on to that for just a moment. 3, 2, 1. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the breath. And we're just going to do one last one, and we're going to sit quietly. Here we go. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last. Big deep breath all the way in. A couple extra sips. Lock it in. Straight spine. Single rotation. Feel the sensations rise up to your head ever so slightly. You can hold on to this for as long as you like. And then we're going to sit quietly for 90 seconds, and that's it. After you're done, just feel good, nose breathe, lie down if you want to. Just have 1 minute of silence here.